What's good, YouTube? And welcome to Anyone But Fire, please! Stun decks have been getting a lot of buyouts, and even though this is Synchro Zone, it is also for the stun decks. But before we get into that, I just want to say I know I've been gone from streaming for a while. A lot of people have been saying, oh, when's the next streams? I miss the streams. And I gotta say, I'm gonna take this month and next to get in the best shape of my life. And then after I have that routine set up, I'm going to put the energy back into streaming. I'm gonna put my health before career, and I really want to get back to that, get my holiday weight off, stop eating out, and then get back into the streaming. That being said, it does take a lot to actually stream consistently, and I want to make sure I'm in a good place to be doing that first, while also maintaining those routines. Now let's get to the cards. You only got one body though. For market advice, take care of it. Neither player can declare attacks except with synchro monsters. So Fire does play some synchros, especially depending on the build, and that could make this floodgate a little worse, but you should have ways to deal with certain summons while also having other floodgates like summon limit that your opponent's going to want to take care of first. And you might recall Scrubbed Raid was getting bought out for stun, and this doesn't need the upkeep cost. You can only use each of these following effects of Synchro Zone once per turn. If a non-tuner synchro monster is sent to your graveyard except during the damage step, you can target one of those monsters, special summon it, and if you do, it's treated as a tuner. And check that out, it doesn't negate effects or anything if you're playing synchro decks. During your opponent's main phase, you can send this card face up to the graveyard. Immediately after this effect resolves, synchro summon using monsters you control as material. So also a built-in way to get it off the board depending, but for stun players, they really like that first effect to be able to go, whoa, we're gonna take our time and continue this duel on my terms after you've worked so hard to clear all their other cards out. And a lot of the cards that deal with back row are one-for-ones that are getting bought out. Now, somebody in the Discord pointed out Psychic Processor came out, but yeah, that's not the reason. It's mainly for stun. Cosmic Cyclone has been going up a lot. It was also in Christian's fourth-time winning deck, and we see it for the ultimate rare continuously up. It's kind of leveled off for the collector rare. Again, people might be shakier because of rarity collection to go in for the second best one, so they're going to invest into the ulti. And then we also see the secret rare original going up. The Megaton secret has gone up but curved off. And then the Speed Duel secret, those chef kiss quality cards, but not everybody likes that Speed Duel stamp. All versions of nice Cosmic Cyclones, though, are up pretty consistently and seem to be the choice of dealing with some things in the format. Cosmo! It's been a while since I said Chosmo. This is all going up, and it has been for a bit. Kind of a wild ride to end up watching this. I know a lot of people feel a type of way about this deck, maybe hoping for past format to play on top of modern expanses and ability to mix with decks, but be aware, tons of Cosmo buyouts. Fire is continuing to go down in price, even though the graph is up a little. You check the prices, top rated sellers $56, trying to maybe even be $50 as the Banlist Fears waiting room continues to just chill around these meta prices. I again do think this deck's not going to get the biggest hits going into the WCQ, but you never know what Konami's going to do, and that is all speculation when it comes to ban lists. Now, I went through a lot of OTS tournament packs, etc., and I went for anything that caught my eye that was surprising, and a lot of down bad stuff, which might be due to rarity collection and people seeing that rarity collection goes through all the different ages of cards and can be highlighting things here and there. So a lot of chill where I didn't expect the chill, but MST is up in price, and I do like the card. I like the ultimate rare. Up even more at 125, and people love this for past formats. Now, it's not like it's at its all-time high. In fact, you know, the dip is somewhat recent, but the rebound being there a bit. Now, look at this. Castel and Gaia Dragon are so freaking cheap for what they are, in my opinion. I remember this being $60 and people going crazy over it. $22 and Gaia Dragon ultis. This has gone back into multiple formats, so maybe a bit of an OTS stunk here. $15 cards from top-rated sellers. I really do like that deal. Using my TCG player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra to support the channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying. But it just feels like a card that's going to come back again at some point, right? Then Big Eye ultis have really chilled out too, as Big Eye became a little more accessible, and Cashier has taken a backseat within the formats. Yeah, under $60 for this once again, and then it has that, you know, past format, the Dragon Ruler kind of play. Gaga Cowboy, though, is stonking here the last 3 months now. Again, if you go to the big graph, it's actually down versus where it was at, but it's been continuously going up. So versus all those other past format ones where this does find utility in Modern, thanks to time rules, jokingly, this card is doing somewhat well for itself compared to the rest of the herd of things that have been going down. Speaking of down, Necro Valley's interesting, but it seems a lot of other people noticed Necro Valley was down bad. Tons of sales under 80, except now the lowest all seem to be 85, then 90 quickly, and then they disappear from the front page. So while this has been coming down, it looks like it's seen a little bit of a rebound here. I don't think it'll get support for a while, considering they just reimagined it, but Necro Valley is one of those cards that also finds its way into past formats. Gemini Spark, speaking of past formats, a huge fan favorite with Little City and other hero decks. We see it is big up on that super rare over time and has continuously climbed to be above that $12 mark. Whole front page is light plays, which a lot of people might settle for, but when going for max rarity, I like the copy to be clean, and they're just under 12. Photon Thrasher's down a lot, and at first that shocked me, but then I really thought about it. Photons have evolved so much, even in past formats, this felt clunky. At times it can't be normal summoned, so it's also not the best situational extender for boards, and over the year it's fallen half in price. So if you've been waiting to pick this up just because you love photons, it's a pretty good time. There's tons of things to look around at during this ban list waiting room time if you're into collecting cards. But again, rarity collection is why a lot of these have dipped down. It's not going to hit all of them. The Breeze Dragon is way up over time. We've already covered this spiking before. Now the fallout is people listing a ton, but they're actually selling at the new listing price over $100 for Ulti the Breeze in past formats. Mass Dragon's one that just made my eyes pop out. I didn't know that dragons were popular in past formats. This has been a fan favorite card, but yeah, the Destroyed by Battle Dragon being a $50 super about. Most of the listings are around, you know, well, those are all I play. Yeah, the lowest ones are 50. I thought there were some 48 ones when I looked earlier in the week. But yeah, check it out. It's been around there for ages, and I just didn't know. I hadn't dug deep enough to see that it's been there. Horn of the Phantom Beast has been non-stop climbing for, I would think, TG. There's also implications within Edison. But yeah, $15 super rare, quickly towards 18, and then off of 20 past the front page. Thunder King Ryo is one that I always just like to look around at. It actually has more listings than it used to, I feel like. I've seen these listings down bad and all been under 20, but the prices are still way up there, and if you're wanting them under $10, you're getting commons. So if you're wanting a nice version, you're paying way too much. This would be an awesome one to see in rarity collection, but it doesn't seem like people have that fear. Also, for number collectors, S39's at one of its low points. I found I had all the versions up to show. There are nice versions like the secret rare, but if you're going for max rarity number collecting, which I know a ton of people do, this is down like 40% throughout the year, and you can now get this under $28 near mint. Brilliant Fusion is starting to climb a little bit, banless season, isn't it? But yeah, remember all the hype that went into, oh, this is gonna come back, it's gonna take everything. It's non-stop fallen for a good while. That's the whole year graph. You can see the bumps versus the little curve, which that's what this will look like later too. But oh, it's not on the ban list. Oh, it could be on the ban list, it's not on the ban list. We've seen that curve too many times, and it's down way big. Solemn Judgment's getting its reprint in the rarity collection. I want to see how the Ultimate Rare was doing. This is one of my favorite cards, but I don't love Ultimate Rares where 70% of the card is common. So I'm looking forward to how the rarity collection actually treats this, and it seems like people have quickly abandoned this card, and now it's headed towards under $50 even from a top-rated seller, just right about there. The final one that really shocked me, I've heard a lot of Zeus isn't seeing play in this format, yet every single version of it, even the starter version, is over $10. The Ultimate Rare, which is a mid-max rarity versus Starlight and 25th, is down over this month, just continuously down. And this is one of those cards I don't see happening on the ban list yet. They're even making model kits of this, and they like the popularity of this card. At $10 common, they're not done selling it either, probably at Konami, but again, ban list and speculation. I feel like this Ultimate Rare is grossly undervalued, and I would probably get this sooner than later if you've been waiting for that specific version. The other versions, you know, are fluctuating as normal. Like, you've seen the down dip, and then go up. Well, yeah, it's at around 130, which is not its high point, and then the Starlight Rare is also pretty continuously down through this format. Again, no one's playing it. This is one of those cards that probably will warp back into many different formats in the future, even with Typhon being around. And the lower versions are, well, low on quantities, and some of them are even up in price over time, but they are on the downward cycle right now. So just note all these things. Again, with a ban list coming around, people are going to be buying cards and, you know, digging deep into their decks. You really can't fully prepare for any ban list, but you can do your best to try. And looking at all these cards down bad, risk versus reward, where are you putting your money in? Or are you one of the ones selling and waiting? Let me know in the comment section down below.